Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Health After the Food podcast. Alana Bonneman here with you. And today we are talking about a different approach to meditation. I have a very special guest with me, Cate Zoltan. She's the CEO of the Undo app. And the premises of this app is about natural meditation. And you might be asking yourself, well, what's the difference between meditation and natural meditation? And as you'll find out in this episode, natural meditation takes a from within approach. So instead of using techniques in meditation to try and apply them from the outside in, we start working from the inside and work our way out. And in this episode, Cate will not only teach us how to start doing this and how to apply this, but she also relates it back to what we can do to get to our feel-good weight, to our feel-good body, to our feel-good health when it comes to natural meditation. So if this speaks to you, if you're already interested, please enjoy today's episode. If you haven't yet already left a review or a rating, please feel free to do so, as this makes my content more discoverable for other people to also start to reclaim their health and get to their feel-good bodies. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Alana Bonneman, and let's get into today's episode. Hi, Cate. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast with me today, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
So today we're talking about meditation, and you are the CEO of the Undo app. Can you just tell us a bit about what this is and how it works?
Yeah,
just to kind of get into it.
Yeah, definitely. So the Undo app is a meditation app, but it's a specific type of meditation. So the approach of natural meditation is a very, very simple one. It's really straightforward and it's common sense and it's really, really easy to do. So if you're alive and you're a human, then pretty much you can do this type of meditation.
Well, I mean, I would like to know, because meditation, I feel when you hear how to meditate, it's one of the easiest. It seems like one of the easiest things you can do. And I would also argue that perhaps all types of meditation someone can do, anyone who's alive can do meditation. But for so many, it's so difficult to meditate, to stay focused, and then to also have it as a daily practice. So can you explain a bit to me what natural meditation is and how it differs perhaps from normal meditation?
Yeah, so because it's a very good question you've asked. Because it's a new type of meditation, people don't generally understand that there are different types of meditations even. So, you've got your mindfulness and Vipassana and like visualization.
Yeah, visualization.
Yeah, and all of these different types of meditation. There's religious meditation and there's traditional meditation and there's also
chanting,
just technique, what we sort of term as technique-based meditations. So all the other meditations are these techniques, or they're what we also term as mind-based meditations. So it's based in your thought process and in your mind. Whereas this particular meditation is a body-based meditation, and we treat the mind and the body as exactly the same thing. So the whole purpose, I guess, or basis of this meditation is to reconnect the body and the mind, because in the society that we're living in now, and I assume in the past as well, it's really easy to become disconnected and distracted and sort of out of your body. You get quite numbed out. And the other meditations, because they're technique based, it's like you're applying something to yourself. So you're adding something to yourself. It's an outside in approach. Whereas with this natural meditation, it's an inside out approach. So it's all about feeling in your body. It's all about understanding your senses and listening to your body and listening to either the pains or illnesses or just any sensation that is in your body, and allowing that to just be as it is. You're not on any goal to change anything with regards to your thinking, which I know a lot of people come to us from using these technique-based meditations. They come to us because they reach a plateau, because they think they're doing something wrong or they don't know how to go deeper. But it's not the it's not the person that is doing anything wrong. It's actually the technique and the approach that they're doing that is wrong. And most people don't understand this, so they just struggle with their meditation for years and years, and they just don't understand that they can't stop overthinking because the technique is actually creating the thinking. And so that's why this meditation is quite unusual. Actually, it's like completely opposite to any other meditation in the world that we know of, where it's all just sitting in your body, feeling the sensation. So you're just grounding and anchoring yourself in the body.
Okay.
And that allows your thinking not to bother you at all, because it's just you start understanding, as you start understanding your thoughts from this approach, you realise that they're just sort of like an off-gassing, and they're not of great importance or as much importance that you place on them. They can just fly by like mosquitoes in the wind type thing. So in that way, you don't get caught in your thinking, and it doesn't become a problem, and your whole entire sort of focus is in the body and just in feeling and releasing the tensions in your body. So it's simplified. It's gone down to the real basis of nature and life. And so we've had amazing success with that.
Because I wanted to say, like, the thoughts in meditation, like quieting the mind, that's probably one of the biggest struggles that people have. It's, they sit, they meditate, they concentrate on their breath, and then it's just pop, pop, pop. What's for dinner? Oh, no, don't think about it. Oh, pop, pop, pop. Okay. What have to pick the kids up or whatever it is. There's all these thoughts come flowing in. So with natural meditation, are you saying perhaps to listen to these thoughts, or to let them guide you, or to let them go, or
let them go? The best thing to do is just to ground yourself in your body, and that means to just feel the feelings and sensations that are physically happening in your body. And by just feeling those and not thinking about them, then the thoughts, they just become irrelevant, really. They're going to be there, but you just need to really understand that the thoughts are, as I said before, just like an off-gassing. You're never going to stop your thoughts. You do to a point, but if you try to stop your thoughts, then you're literally just adding a thought to a thought to try to stop it, and this actually intensifies the thinking. Whereas if you can come back to your body and feel, which another thing, a lot of people probably don't really know what feeling really is anymore in society today. As I said, we're so disconnected. It actually takes a little while just to understand and actually learn how to feel again, because everything is so fast and speedy, and from childhood, from birth, we're taught not to feel. Where if you start crying, it's like, oh, it's okay. It's you don't really want to feel that. You just want to start to feel better again immediately. That's what we're taught from a very young age all the way through, and that just gets more and more complex as we get older. We're always taught to not feel our feelings, but to avoid or distract from them, when in actual fact feelings are there to be felt. That's the reason they're there.
Yeah, I think that's also like modern age parenting as well. It's about, this is what I'm learning, this gentle parenting, having a child or children, and seeing when they're upset, letting them know that it's okay to be upset. Coming from an Australian background, it's so often, oh, you'll be right, come on, get on with it, drink a glass of concrete and she'll be right type thing. But it's relearning that it's okay to have all different shades of feelings, and letting them surface and letting them pass. So how does one do this? You talk about grounding, you talk about sitting with the feelings. Can you give an example of how that would work in natural meditation opposed to like a technique-based meditation?
Yeah, so in a natural meditation, you literally just sit still and feel your body. And what I mean by feel the body is you're really just waiting to see what arises from your system to put you in touch with or tell you about on any particular day. So like I just get up in the morning and I have a sit for an hour usually every morning, and I'm really just getting back in touch with how, or, waking up and feeling how I feel that day. So
within your body. So, for example, I've got pain in my ankles, or I'm tension headache, or
whatever the feeling is. If it's pain, or sometimes you might be sick, so you just feel the actual sensations in your body. So if you've got a cold, then you're going to feel a lot of feelings in your chest and in your lungs. And the more you feel, the deeper you go into your system. And the deeper you go into your system, what this does is it actually activates the natural healing process within your body. So you're kind of tapping into nature and allowing your body to activate to begin healing. So it's really basic. Like, it's so simple that people can't believe it's this simple. Yeah.
And when you tap into these feelings, when you get into your body, do you breathe then? What do you do once you get there? Or is it just the acknowledgement of how you're feeling within your body?
Yeah, it's not even really acknowledgement. It's really, you're really just coming from the inside out of your system. So most of the time, there's so much going on outside us that we think that everything is from the outside in. But actually, we are nature. We're an animal or an organism. And there's a lot that goes on in this organism that we overlook literally our whole lives. So it's just slowing right down and just accepting the ordinary that goes on within your system. You might just feel your heart beat, or you might be feeling your eyelids flutter, or you might be feeling the pain in your ankle, like you said. And you're literally just bringing everything back down to nature, to that human element, that we are just humans. We're just a lump of flesh contained in this body, and feeling our system on that really, really basic level. And then that way that's why you don't have to think about anything, and you're not adding anything to yourself. And honestly, when you do that, it is such a relief for your system to just go, I'm just this lump of flesh. It sounds awful, but it is such a relief for your system not to have to, be anything or do anything or pretend that I feel better than I do. Because if you're feeling awful one day, then you just feel that, and it's not a problem. It's not. You don't have to pretend.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of surrender. It sounds like a lot of letting go. Just letting it. It sounds like giving in. No, giving in is maybe not the right word, but just kind of letting go, surrendering into the state that you feel on any given day. And then from there, with checking in with yourself, or how would you call it? Like feeling your body. What then happens next? Like, is it just getting to the feel of the body and allowing the innate healing process to take place then?
Yeah, basically, because what happens once you start feeling your feelings, then you've activated the healing process, and then that you've got because of the lives that we lead, there's harm that happens to us through our life, because we don't really have to focus on the good side of life, do we? Because that's the easy side, isn't it?
It's the fun side.
Nobody has a problem with having fun. Nobody has a problem with the good side of life. So it's the other side of life that we think is either negative or hard, or the struggle. That's the side that we really are talking about. And so when you're in the meditation, feeling your feelings, it activates. It's such a powerful approach that it starts activating all your old traumas and pains and any harm that's happened to you. It also starts stirring up old beliefs or ideas, even conditionings that you've got now. All of that stuff. People think they don't understand how life affects us, but this is how life affects you. It gets stored in your body as a memory and as a tension in your body. And so by sitting quietly and just feeling those tensions in your body, that's all you're doing really, is just feeling the tensions in your body and allowing those to unravel or to undo. That's why we called it the undo app. So it's you're just allowing these tensions and memories and harms to undo, and as they release, then the feeling will change, and as the feeling changes, then you recover.
Okay, it's a really nice concept. And it sounds very simple, which is...
It is very simple. It does get a little bit complicated at times because it's such an unusual approach. It's so opposite to what we've been trained to do and trained to think and trained to behave, that it takes a lot actually to unravel all of the conditionings and ideas and beliefs and harm. People get traumatized on a daily basis, just
through experience, through living.
Yeah.
I'd like to really transition into the conversation of feel good body, feel good health, feel good weight, because this is something that I work a lot with my clients, and we briefly touched on it before we started recording. Can you tell me how natural meditation can help achieve feel good weight and feel good body through the practice?
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing that comes to mind is that if you look at the body-mind connection, then weight and fat is protection. So there will be a reason why you're feeling like you need to protect yourself. And through natural meditation, you can, if you start to understand yourself more deeply, you can see the reasons behind, start to begin to see the reasons behind why you're feeling like you need to protect yourself. And by feeling that you need to protect yourself, you've got a chance then to resolve it. And so what we've found with people who come on meditation retreats and have worked with us in the past, they tend to drop weight at the time when they start understanding what this protection is all about, why they're feeling like they need to, contain this extra energy in their system, as opposed to just letting it drop away or, be a more healthy or normal weight. I don't like to use those words because, as you say, it's got to be a feeling and how you feel in your system. But the other aspect of that is, so from that perspective, the weight that is carried in the body comes back to a feeling and a feeling of needing to protect yourself. And if that resolves, then there's no need to protect yourself anymore.
You can let it go.
Yeah, you can just let it go. And as you let that feeling go or understand that feeling and resolve that feeling through feeling it with this natural meditation, then it will, or it should automatically resolve.
So as an example, if we're practicing natural meditation and perhaps weight and getting, healthy, just regaining our strength, feeling well again in our body, if we're sitting in this practice, what are some of the things that we can ask ourselves to start to feel? I mean, for everyone, it's going to be different, right? But for someone who's never practiced natural meditation before, what are some of the cues that we can kind of get from ourselves? Or what are some of the feelings perhaps that we might have that we can focus on and let go of, or listen to and let go of?
So the first one that comes to mind would be fear, because there is so much fear in the world and we're so fearful of so many different things that we don't really need to be fearful of. You're scared to, I was scared coming here to talk to you on the podcast because I don't know you, but I knew everything would be okay, but there's still this fear because I'm just challenging myself, not all the time, but regularly, just to get past these fears. So it's a really good topic. Actually, a friend asked me to do a small video on fear and how I overcome my fears as well. I'm yet to do that yet, but the question that she asked was a really great one, and that was, can you step by step me through the getting through the fear? I guess I'm the sort of person who wants to challenge themselves, and I want to push my limits. And that's because I've got an understanding that I don't want to get into a comfortable space where because when I'm in a comfortable space, or anyone is in a comfortable space, you just tend to lose a lot of your natural intelligence, and I don't like the feeling of that.
Plateau, I love that.
So therefore I'm, pushing the limits most of the time. So if like sitting in meditation actually was how I went with this particular fear, was I realised that I had a fear of going into cold water. And so consequently I decided, okay, I want to challenge this fear because I know this fear isn't real. I know other people who've done it. It's not difficult. I've done it before, but I knew the fear had come back since the last time I'd done it because I got hypothermia the last time I did it, and I wanted to get past that. So this is the same with any meditation, or not with any meditation, but with any, how would I put it? So this would be the same for a weight loss, or the fear that's wrapped up in this protection around your body weight. So the way I approached it was, okay, so what do I have to do to challenge this fear? And the only thing I could come up with was to get back in the water. And so I just step by step my way through it, and I was like, okay, I'll set a date on when I'm going to do this. I'll grab a friend who can come and do it with me, and I'll go and do it. And then when I'm there, I'll just feel the fear that comes out of me during the time that I'm there. And so I just took it at a very slow pace. So I did a little bit by little bit. I had a very understanding friend who came with me, and she was like, are you ready to go in yet? And I was like, oh, a couple more minutes, So that would be a similar process that I would suggest for your listeners to do around weight loss. So they may have a fear around, if I can't eat a certain thing, then I'm not going to be happy. Or if I can't eat as much as I want, I'm going to go hungry. So then I don't suggest going hungry all the time, but it's really good to get in touch with feeling hungry. Like, is that your real hunger, or is that a fear hunger? And so this is what it's very deep, this understanding. It's very interesting, actually. And that's what is so great about this meditation, is you get a real deep interest in yourself. And once you start questioning and challenging and understanding the way that you think and how you relate to fears and things like this, then it sort of has a momentum of its own. So if you can understand that, going back to the body weight, if you have enough interest in yourself to feel that fear and look a little bit more deeply into that fear and question it and notice it, it's all about just being interested in yourself, and it's really taking an interest in what is that fear, and is it real, and am I just buying into this fear and it's totally unnecessary? Because a lot of the time it is. You'll find that a lot of these fears are just
once you get on the other side of it.
ridiculous.
And so is this a practice that you would do in the moment? Because I feel that sometimes we meditate, and in the meditative practice, and I guess perhaps this is different with natural meditation, but in a usual meditation practice, you do the practice, but it's not within the practice that you actually see the results. It's usually the aftermath is when you see the results. But when we're addressing fears and when we're addressing the uncomfortableness that, some of us can have in daily experiences, it sounds like natural meditation is something that you would do in the moment, in the minute, as opposed to, working maybe 15 minutes, an hour at the start of the day, and then seeing the results. It sounds like something that you're doing once you're facing the feeling. Would that be right?
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, it's actually both, because when you're meditating quietly, you're really quietening yourself and giving yourself a chance to really ground and anchor in your body because you're still. But then everything that you learn through feeling and understanding feeling, it transfers into all of your life. So as you get better and better at being able to feel and staying grounded in the feeling, or what I call the sense of myself, then you're just with that the whole time. So it really is like you're not meditating as in sitting still all of your life, but yeah, it's like you're in meditation all of your life. It's a total lifestyle transformation, and it's a totally different approach to your whole entire life. But it's simple to implement because we are a living creature. We do feel. And it's actually what you find is it's easier to feel your feelings than to avoid them. Because it takes a lot of work and a lot of energy to avoid and distract yourself from feelings. Yeah.
Because they're scary.
What I've found over the years is mostly that you think they're scary when you actually can get past the reaction and the resistance. And all of this understanding is included in the app. So there's so many tricks we've got to avoid our feelings, and there's so many that we've been taught. But honestly, once you start feeling your feelings, there's kind of like no going back. You just don't want to burn that amount of energy. You don't want to have that unfocused life. You really, really want to be who you are, because you become so satisfied within yourself.
That sounds
and
nourishing.
Who you are. Yeah, it's I don't like to use the word heaven, but it really is like you're so
elating.
Satisfied and so content. And honestly, life becomes very ordinary, but because you're so completely fulfilled, you don't really care, because you're so satisfied in yourself and content that it doesn't really matter, you know?
So, what I hear from it, and just through this conversation, I've just started to feel into my body. I fell off my bike the other day on the ice. I slipped on the ice, fell off my bike, and my quote spine, the lower back, kind of had a nice crack, and a lot of pain came with it. And so I've been, since the last 2 weeks, really, I've had to feel my body, and I've had to compensate. I sit different ways just to kind of compensate my back. And just in this conversation, I've actually just sat and felt into my back a bit, and I've felt my whole body relax. And what I've realized is this form of presence, natural meditation, perhaps brings you into the now. And it doesn't bring you into the now in the state of, I'm meditating for half an hour and I'm in the now. But when you, I guess, practice this on a daily basis, touching into your body on a daily basis, perhaps hourly basis, I'm not sure, maybe you can walk us through that a bit more, but just becoming more present with how you're feeling puts you very much in the moment of right now. And I think that's also what we lack in today's world. We're not present because there's so many things going on. So we're really just coming back to ourselves, and that feeling that you get, that elated, heavenly feeling, sounds from also just being in the very present moment.
Yeah, totally. Well, actually, there's nowhere else you can be. Honestly, you can be thinking about the past, but you're in the now. You can be also thinking about the future, but you are now. There is no other place to be. So the living in the now, I guess, is just a lot more clear when you're doing actual meditation, honestly. But you're in the now. We're both in the now. And but another point I'll add to that is, when you have pain or illness or these things that we don't particularly like and we're always trying to get rid of, that's actually a really good time, a really good opportunity actually for you to really understand what is going on in your life. It's your body screaming out at you, it's literally telling you, okay, this area of your life is not the direction you need to be going down, so how about we go down a different direction, and right now I'm just going to keep you in this pain until you listen to me. It's also when you get sick, your body's just pushing you into hibernation. It's like, lie down, stop what you're doing, reassess.
Reassess.
Let's listen to what our body's telling us and heed it, and then persist.
I guess I want to ask, the main question is, what are the ultimate benefits from this? Healing, of course, being in the present, being here now. But long term, what are the major benefits from natural meditation?
I guess the the biggest benefit, I would say, is that it gives you the power and understanding. It empowers you actually to know that you're able to actually fully self-heal yourself. So that's no small thing. I don't see that as a small thing, because as we were talking about before, there is so much fear around pain and illness and many, many aspects of our lives. And if you can understand that, or if you know, actually not even understand, if you've experienced your own ability to heal and recover from all sorts of things, whether that's superficial things all the way through to deep traumas, once you've experienced that, you realize that you can trust your body. And then if you can trust your body, then you can trust yourself. And once you have that trust and knowledge, then life becomes so different. You're not scared to do things. You're not scared to try things. If you do get hurt, if you say you go into a relationship, you know you can recover from that. And
yeah, so confidence.
Your confidence changes, but you just know there's a depth of understanding that comes in knowing that you can rely on yourself and trust yourself, that most people in the world today don't have. And it is a confidence. But it's not a reckless confidence. It's a really, you end up having so much more value for yourself. You have so much more value for others, and you have a lot more conscious understanding of the effect that you can have on others and the effect that others can have on you. So your life really changes direction a lot, because then you're not going out putting yourself into situations where you could be harmed, or you're not putting yourself into situations where you would harm others either. So you've just become more of a conscious self-healing human being.
Like a flesh.
You just become a better person. You're nicer to be around. There's so many benefits from it. It's amazing.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, it sounds, as I said before, very wholesome and very nourishing, and also very, I used the word simple before, but also kind of effortless, I want to say, in the sense of, because that's the struggle with so much of meditation. Sit down, be quiet, and try to focus on the breath, or try to focus on inhaling light, or imagery. It's very external, and this is just, let's start from within and let that butterfly effect kind of come from to the outside. It's a really nice approach with anything.
It's a real relief for your body and for your whole system, actually, just to acknowledge that, this is all I am. And it just becomes ordinary. And as I said, there's just such a contentment in that you just can't get from other things external.
And so for anyone who's kind of interested into more about natural meditation, have you coined the phrase natural meditation? That's the proprietary.
Yes.
Where can they find out more information if someone's thinking this type of meditation is speaking to me? Can they find out more information or get videos or anything like this? Where can we find?
So we've got quite a lot of information on YouTube and Instagram, but we've also got a website, which is undoapp.com, so undoapp.com. And so you can download the app from the App Store, or you can just go to your App Store and Google, or search for Undo app, Undo Natural Meditation. We also have a book, which is part of the learning, as part of the teachings from the app, and just in a book, because some people prefer a book. There's also a white paper you can have a look at. We've got a Telegram channel, so we've got a really
nice. We've got a lot going on. We can put the links.
I can send you all the links.
We can put them into the show notes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice, Cate. Thank you so much for the conversation today. I feel like I've taken something really kind of impactful away from it, because as a busy mum, You know, it's very easy to just keep running and just keep going and just keep going. And often I forget to just check in with myself. You know, and actually just having this back pain, I've been forced to do that in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's a new sensation, having such physical pain. But I think natural meditation and the concepts that you've explained in this episode are something that not I, but perhaps a lot of us need to start bringing into our day-to-day lives.
Yeah. So I would just suggest to feel your back pain rather than normally you kind of edge away from it or shy away from it. I'm not saying, you know, make it worse or, you know, hurt yourself, but I would suggest, just feel it, just let it be there, just let it. It doesn't make it better to kind of hold yourself around it. So just allow yourself to just feel it a little bit by little bit, and just see if you can understand what your body's telling you from that. But there is a section in the app as well you can look at as well for the body parts, so you can understand the conscious sort of thinking patterns or behaviours behind that area of your body. So you could
nice. What part of the body is related to what part of how you're feeling?
Definitely. Yeah, there's like the body mind connection aspect in the app. Yeah, so you look up the body part or the affliction or issue, and then it relates back to either the body part or the body part relates to the thinking pattern or behaviour related to that body part. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. And that's where the body, mind, I guess, really integrates together.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
We'll do that.
Yeah. You're probably, actually, it's a really good time for you to do that right now, actually, because you're fully immersed in it right now. You can't escape it. So, see if and it might actually help you heal. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
It should help you. So maybe it will. It will definitely help if you understand, because it's very... it's a generic application of the understanding from the body that Matthew, my husband, discovered many, many years ago. So it's, you know, we're all a body, we all function the same on that level. So it's applicable to everybody.
Nice.
It's very insightful, actually. People get blown away when they read it. They're like, oh wow, this is cool. This is exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So
nice.
I suggest you do that.
I will. Thank you so much for being here.
Yep. Thanks for having me.